Hi there and welcome to our January edition of Fisheries Feedback. We were whining last month about the big freeze and the horrible temperatures. Well, that's past us now and it's been replaced with floods. We've probably only had about 3 or 4 days of decent fishing conditions. Now the rivers are pretty high and swollen and it's been tricky, but fair play to Redden District members. There's been some fantastic fish caught, as you'll see shortly, the video, as ever, will have its usual announcements, features, competitions, and a new development this month. We're having an interview with Dave Tarrant, the well-known big fish angler, all-round angler and YouTuber. Dave regularly appears on our Facebook page with some magnificent chub, barbel and other fish. He's going to let us into some of his secrets, so hopefully you'll find that interesting. And we're hoping to have a specific interview rather, every month. So it's a new feature for us. And as ever, the first item is going to be Fisheries Report, but this month without Del because he's away on grandfather duties. Him and Emma are now grandparents. Very exciting times for them, and I'm sure Del will tell us all about it when he returns. So let's go across and see what Jim and his crew have been up to. Welcome, Jim. So, on the big screen for the first time in this segment, have you managed all right without Del's tender managerial direction? Yeah,
pretty good to be fair. It's quite nice. The last sort of month I've had Matt. Matt's just finishing up his last year at Sparshot College, and Matt only goes to college 3 days a week. So on the Wednesdays and the Fridays he's got off. He's been coming down and giving us a hand, and he's been exceptional. And I've also had young Tommy, the Pike King. He came on,
that Tommy.
Yes, young Tommy. So he came down last week with us and done 3 days work experience from his school. We got on with building platforms and just a general sort of giving him an insight of what Redden District is and not just mowing grass and swimming swims.
Smashing. I think we've got a picture of Tommy helping you with the platforms. So how many platforms have you put up then?
So we've put 5 new platforms onto Wilmots and Callows. I think that's 1 onto Callows and 4 onto Wilmots, and we've just applied for our grant for another 8. So hopefully by sort of end of next winter, we'll have Wilmots fully complete and maybe a couple left to do on Callows.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw on the Angling Trust website that the grant applications are now open.
Yeah, we've applied for it. So fingers crossed we'll get that and we'll be good. Have some more platforms next year.
And I also saw you've been busy stocking again. What fish have you been providing for us?
Yeah, it's another month of stocking. This is the sort of time of year where all the sort of fish farmers and things are doing all their stocking. So this is our time of year for having deliveries of fish. So recently we've had 300 carp added to Wilmots. These carp are C2, so there's 2 summers growth of carp. And I think they averaged around 2.2 pound or so. So yeah, nice average size. And what we'll do there is with the carp that are in Wilmots at the moment, all the sort of carp that are 6-7 pound above, we'll try and have quite a few of those out, which will then make space for the new ones coming in. It's not about numbers of carp, it's about biomass. So if we can sort of get maybe 20 to 30 of these 6 to 7 pounders out, it allows the room for you to put 150, 200 of the smaller ones in. So it's all about weight of fish rather than numbers.
They're getting a bit stupid in size now. There's been several doubles caught out.
Yes, yeah, there was a chap had a 14 pounder the other day, so we need to get that one out pretty sharpish before he starts breaking people up.
What I, as a tench angler, was particularly pleased to see is that you managed to get hold of some tench for Wileys.
Yeah, we were quite lucky to get the tench recently for Cottage Lane, and the guy had a bit of a surplus left, so we said, look, if he does get any, we'd love to have them for Wileys. And obviously now we've got the fence fully complete at Wileys. It's a good time to do it. We didn't want to put anything into Wileys while we still had the fence sort of incomplete, but now the fence is fully secure. We've stuck 350 tench into Wileys, and they were 6 to 10 inches, so they're proper sort of tench, if you like. They're not little babbers, so they should do well in there. They've got plenty of cover, so come the spring, get yourself down there, float rods in the edges the way.
I would so love, Jim, to get to see Wileys go back to how it used to be.
Me too, yeah. I used to love it down there as a kid. My dad used to get up early mornings, go down there. We could always get, sort of guarantee you'll get a couple of fish, and they were a really good average size. So we know the water does well for them, so fingers crossed, next few years, it'll be on the up.
I mean, I know we're going back 20 odd years now. I think the best morning I had, I think I had 13 one morning, all on the float.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, there's not many places around here you can go and do that. So if we can get Wileys to something like that once was, it would be
fabulous,
really good.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. Great. Okay. What else have I got on our list? All right, permit renewal. So when bronze and general, they're coming up soon.
Yeah,
when are
bronze and general, they're they're available for new as of the 2nd of March. There's no limit to the bronze or the general permit. So even if, look, you haven't got the sort of cash this month, you can wait until sort of April time for the guys fishing the river. You might want to wait till June, but there's no limit on that. So anytime as of the 2nd of March, they'll be available for renewals.
And talking about dates, I noticed you were advertising work parties for Pingewood and Flint.
Yeah, we've got a couple of work parties coming up. We've been a bit slack on it the last sort of few months or so, but so we've got a couple coming up this month. The one on Pingewood is on the 21st of Feb, and the one on Flint is on the 28th of Feb. What I've done there is I've limited the numbers to 16 per session. I think there's a couple of spaces left on the Pingewood one and 4 or 5 left on the Flint one. So if anyone wants to join on that, just on the Facebook post, drop something in the comments that you want to join, and I'll stick you down on the list.
That will be great. And even if we're oversubscribed, it's nice for us to build up a list of volunteers.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that'll be great. And the hatchery, I'm acutely aware that we're coming into prime time for the hatchery. What's been happening down there?
Well, it's been cold. So for the last since Christmas, probably the start of December even, our sort of electric bill and the heat in, we've got 1 tank running with the growers on that we've held back from last year. I think we've got 3 heaters running in there at the moment. That's just to try and keep the water temperature up. And we've been struggling with that. So what we've actually done is we've insulated the building recently. And by the looks of it, because what we've got is we've all got it on an app on the phone, so we can sort of see the spikes in the temperature through the tanks. And we've pretty much stabilised it. We were getting sort of big drops overnight, and now it's sort of levelled out. And I reckon Dell's done a few sums, and we reckon we're saving somewhere around £2.50 a day just from putting in some insulation in the building. So it's really good help.
Well, that's good. And actually, on that point, with the permit renewals coming up, remember you will have the opportunity to donate through your permit renewal for the hatchery. So I forget what I did, but I added, I don't know, 10, 20 quid to my permit. It's just a tick box.
Yeah, it's a tick box. So as you go through, you'll select your permit, and then just before you go through to the payment side of it, there'll be a little drop box at the bottom there. It'll say hatchery donations. And look, if you can give £1, it will all help towards it.
Yeah, I mean, we raised £4,000 last year with permit renewals, which was fantastic, because it's costing us a hell of a lot of money to run this hatchery, as you said, in heating.
Yeah.
So anything you can do, guys, would be really appreciated. Coming on to the fish for the hatchery, February is dace time, isn't it?
Yep. So being in the hatchery recently, obviously insulating it. Now we've got it fully insulated. We've just run the fry side of it up, if you like. So we've got all the troughs there ready for the eggs to go in. We've got the tanks ready for the fry to go in afterwards. We've got the brood stock tank set up. We'll probably be looking at doing the dace probably sort of end of Feb, and then March sort of time, maybe into April for the roach, and then early May, mid-May for the chub and the barbel. But the chub and the barbel, and a lot of it's all dependent on the temperatures. We've got to wait for the river temperatures to get up before we can do those.
Smashing. Okay, well, all systems go, and hope it's another successful year in the hatchery.
Yeah, it's certainly been a good year so far, so we'll keep going.
Smashing. Thanks a lot, Jim. I'm not sure we need Dell back, do we?
I'm sure we do. We definitely.
No, you're only saying that because he's your boss. Right. Thanks for that, mate. Bit of sad news now. You may have seen on our Facebook coverage and elsewhere 2 of probably the best known and some of the finest anglers to ever hold a Redden District permit have sadly passed away in the last month. There was a big turnout for the funeral of Dave Berkshire. Bosch, as he was well known, was a regular feature at the Tuesday Club, wasn't he, Jim?
Certainly was, yeah.
And of course was part of Redden District's championship, national championship winning team on the Severn in 1989. Regular feature of match angling in this area. Lovely guy, big turnout at his funeral, and we just want to give our sympathies to the family and all the friends. He will be sorely missed. And we hope you've got a good swim wherever you've gone, Dave. We really do. On the other end of our sport, a guy not a lot of people will know, but those that will know have immense respect for him, as you would have seen from the comments on the tribute that I posted. Big Dave Howes, possibly the finest river angler I've ever fished with. Don't mean any offence to Dave Tarrant coming up now, but Dave Howes, I mean, that guy had 18 roach over 3 pounds.
I've seen some of the pictures. Exceptional.
Absolutely exceptional. I mean, barbel to ridiculous sizes from the Thames. I think he had something like 10 chub over 8 pound, including a 9-1.
When people say fish of a lifetime, he's had more than that.
Oh, fish of many, many lifetimes. I remember we were really sad because Dave's younger than me. It was, unfortunately, passed away. We haven't got any details for the funeral, but we'd just like to pay tribute to Dave. And he inspired an awful lot of people to particularly take up river fishing. A lovely, lovely guy, giant of a man, 6'5", but my God, could he put a float through?
Yeah.
So let's move on to happier things now. And I think it's probably time to roll the picture gallery and see what's been caught during January. Jim, you've done it again. Last month you told people to go and target chub and pike. And what have they done?
Plenty of chub and pike.
Well, absolutely. I'll pick out a few pictures from that before you anoint the winner. Building on the theme of Dave Howes, his great nephew Archie went out after Dave sadly passed away and caught this nice pike from Sonning Eye. I noticed people saying the big man was smiling down.
He certainly was that day, yeah, and he's smiling too. So
yeah, well done. Well, hopefully he'll be as good an angler as his great uncle was.
Yeah, he's got some big boots to step in there.
He certainly has. Running through them, some nice, as you say, nice pike and chub. One I was going to highlight, old Mark Holmes. Now, Ashley Holmes, who we'll hear from later, his dad, of course, is a very well-known angler. I think he targeted big fish, chub, barbel and pike. Lovely picture of a pike. I assume it's from the Kennet. Looks like it is, doesn't it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, to be fair.
Well, you know what these guys are like. They don't give the venue away.
Secrets grills.
It looks like a river fish to me.
It's a lovely, clean fish, that is.
Oh,
exceptional.
He's done well. Talking about chub, I mean, we've got to mention Adam Bass, one of our bailiffs. Yeah, 7'2", big fish.
Yeah, stonking fish, that is.
Yeah, he didn't enter it for the Fish of the Month, but would have been up there.
Oh, certainly.
And he's had a few others, mainly Thames and some Kennet fish, which is good to see.
Yep.
Nigel McLaughlin, of course. Nigel's always reliable.
Productive as ever, yeah.
Yeah, in the winter, he will come up with big chub and barbel, that
Always
guy.
Does.
And the picture I've got to highlight, I'm afraid, is my mate, and I actually took this picture, Paul Tolman. Paul does very well on the chub. We had a day up, at Sanford on the new shared water with the Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dave Tarrant fishes up there. We had a few fish. I took Steve Reed with us. Me and Steve had a couple each, not big ones, but on last knockings, Paul's lump of cheese paste got picked up by this beautiful. I mean, it was like -5. It was not warm, but the look on Paul's face.
Yeah,
he looks like he's terrified, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on there.
What's going on? What's that little quiff?
I think
it looks
it's
like
a bit
Tintin.
of quiff of air as well. He's something off a hairstylist advert or something there. But it's an exceptional chub, and any chub of £6 plus in the winter is a cracking fish.
Oh, I tell you, it was a big old beast. It was a big old unit. And apologies for all this, Paul. I did warn you we were going to take the mickey, but there we go. Anyway, on to more serious matters. It falls to you this month to decide the January fish of the month. Well, not fish of the month, fishing picture of the month.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. It is chub, and pike dominated, but I've gone for this month is Tom Mackman. That picture there of Tom is just an absolutely cracking picture of a winter chub. He's wrapped up warm, he's got his woolly hat on, a cracking smile, and it's just a quality photograph. So Tom, you are the winner of this month. Get in contact with us. You'll have your Reading District cap and your bait bundle, courtesy of Rod Hutchison Bait and Tackle and Bait Tech. So drop us a message and we'll get it put in the hut for you.
Actually, he'll have a better beanie than the one he's wearing, won't he?
Yeah, he will do, with the Reading District logo on it. So hopefully he'll be styling that off before the end of the season. Congratulations,
Tom. Well deserved. Good picture.
Yeah, cracking photo. Well done, Tom.
Moving on, this is one I get to choose. The fish of the month. We only had one entry. There could have been others, as I said, but I'm only prepared to give the prize, because it is a cash prize, to people who submit the entry form. And it is our old friend Ashley Holmes, a second-time winner. I think the first second-time winner we've had.
Yep.
He had a £7 Kennet chub, didn't he? About 2 winters ago, I seem to remember.
Yeah, maybe early last winter.
Yeah, and he certainly won the picture. Yeah. He won the picture last month, I think.
Yes, he did,
that pike. Anyway, he's come back with a stonking Kennet pike, £20, 7 ounces. Not the greatest picture, but then it was the picture wasn't taken till after dark. But you know, certainly the greatest fish.
Yeah. Brilliant. That's a proper croc, that is. For sure.
Really is. Savage looking beast. Yeah. So congratulations, Ashley. A £50 Angling Direct tackle voucher will be winging its way to you, along with the trophy. I say along with the trophy, I haven't had them engraved yet. So the trophy may be a while, but you will get both, I promise. Excellent. Okay, that concludes that part of the segment. I think we should probably ask Dave Tarrant to join us now and hear about how he catches all these big fish.
Pick his brains.
Mr. Tarrant, welcome to, well, not the Chris Tarrant, of course. Do you ever get confused with Chris Tarrant?
He's the rich one, I'm the poor one.
Oh, well, that's right.
That's what I tell everybody.
Now, Dave, you come all the way up from Andover. I mean, you live near the Itchen, the Test, the Dorset Stour, and you're up fishing the Reading District waters. Why is that?
Well, it's funny, really. So, yeah, I've moved now as well. So I'm close to Stonehenge now, so I'm even further away. So, yeah, it's funny because when I come to the bottom of my road, if I turn right, I could be down onto the Avon, I could be down into Ringwood and fishing those sort of waters. But no, I always turn left and I come up to Reading. And, you know, I've been fishing Reading now for probably about 2 decades, really. Goes back to my cart days. But yeah, I don't know, funny enough, it's funny, I just like the dirty water of the Kennet and things like that, and the Thames. I just find it's a little bit different. And when I do go on the Avon and I go down to maybe sort of down into the Ringwood areas and that, seeing fish and stalk are totally different. I don't know, it's just, I do love it. And, you know, I've always done well up here. And a lot of my friends, I've made a lot of friends up this end of the woods.
Yeah, I mean, you're well known these parts. Of course, you would have made friends through your YouTubing. What got you into doing? I mean, it's Chasing Shadows, your YouTube channel. How long have you been doing that, and what got you into that?
Well, I've been sort of doing it for about 12 years now. I've got myself up to about 3,000 subscribers, which is quite nice. And that, yeah, I used to do some work for CC Moores years ago, and I think CC Moores done this sort of thing. They were the first people that ever done I think it was CCTV. And I used to sort of fill in the winter when the carp weren't biting, and I used to do some bits on the river. And funny enough, it was filmed at Wisley Mill. There's some old footage, it goes back, so I've been trying to find it, and I can't find it anymore. But yeah, so I used to do that, and then that all stopped, and I wanted to do it on my own. So I got myself a nice cine camera sort of thing, one of the oldest sort of types I could buy, bought it second hand, and I started through there. And I was saying that was sort of 10, maybe 12 years ago. And, you know, now I do my videos, and yeah, I love sort of fishing around this area, and I do a lot of filming on the Reading waters.
Yeah, I saw you featured one of my favourite chub swims the other day, but you didn't give it away completely, so that was all right.
I try to be respectful to
No, it's no problem at all, mate, no problem at all. I promote it myself. Well, anyone that's interested in Dave's channel, and it's good stuff, it's non-pretentious, straightforward fishing, it's just about catching good fish from waters around here in particular. It's called Chasing Shadows. I'll put the details up now for you. So Dave, let's have a look at some of the fish that you've highlighted for us. You sent me the other day a nice chub. I mean, it's 6'7" from the Kennet. There's a bit of a story about this chub, isn't there?
Yeah, it's funny actually. So the Thames has been sort of flooded, and I wanted to go back down to the Kennet, and I went down to this part that I've been sort of fishing before, and this tent chub came along, and I was fishing luncheon meat, and when I looked at it, it looked familiar, and I thought, I've had this fish before, and that. So, when I look back, it was a year to the day that I caught this chub, and it was exactly the same weight. I think it was about 6'7". Yeah. Easy tactics, and it was caught on the same way, but it was about one swim up above from where I was fishing.
So same weight, same day, a year apart, same bait.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So,
but not a mugfish.
No, and I checked all my photos, and I don't think the fish in the Kennet, they don't move very far. And like I say, I'd like to catch this one again. I think it's going to go a lot bigger.
Well, absolutely. We did feature this next one that you sent over. Very young looking barbel from the Thames. I mean, Del gets very excited, not by 14-pound barbel, but by 6-7-pound barbel like that.
Yeah, this was a nice one. This was a nice surprise. Now, it's not always about the sort of big barbel for me, although I do like catching big barbel. Yeah, it was nice to catch this one. This was sort of in the Wallingford area. I'll sort of say that. I won't say whereabouts. But yeah, it was nice. I had some bigger barbel on that day than that one, but that was a special one. It's real silver colour as well. It's not got that sort of gold tinge and that. A special fish, really.
I was pleased to see it because I worry about Thames barbel. I mean, they do tend to be big and not much coming through, so it is good to see the odd small one. Talking of big barbel, I see, is that your personal best, this 13-pounder?
No, it's not my personal best.
Go on, what's your personal best?
Well, not massive, actually. So I've sort of had them up to 14. I have been particularly doing well on a private stretch this year, but I can't sort of publicise that, unfortunately. No. But I've had I think I've had about 3 14s this year.
Right, lovely.
So, but this one was, I can't remember now, what was that? That was, I think it was a 13 plus. I think that was getting on for 14. And I think that was last year I caught that one from the Kennet. And I think that was early in the season as well. I think it was a real hot day. I caught that, and I had to rest it. It was one of them summer evenings, and I had to rest it for about sort of 20 minutes because I needed that rest because I was sweating, I was pouring off, and it was quite a special one from the Kennet.
And very simple tactics again, bit of meat, yeah.
Yeah, I fish the meat. I don't go anything silly really. I just like sort of link ledger, a bit of meat, very small tactic. I don't put much bait out as well. Keep it simple. That's what most of my fishing is, to sort of keep it simple. And
your approach with chub's the same, really, is it? It's basically cheese or bread, yeah?
Yeah, I've been using a lot of cheese paste. I've sort of gone over to using the red Leicester now. Gives me a lot more fishing opportunities, especially I've sort of fallen in love with the Thames, catching my sort of chub. So I have learnt now that to fish the main drag in the middle of the Thames, I've sort of worked that, but I couldn't fish that with the cheese paste, so I've gone over to the red Leicester. It's been very successful this year, but once again, I keep that sort of quite simple. Fishing sort of quite heavy leads, hit and hold, but just very simple tactics.
Absolutely. And you did mention earlier that you were on the dark side. You were a carp angler.
Yeah,
a long time, and you were one of the, well, not the first person, but you caught the Pristine back in 2017, which is a very famous Reading carp.
Yeah, I just want to prove that I'm not just a one-trick pony. Yeah, I've sort of dabbled in the dark side and fished for the carp. And to be honest, this is where I started in Reading. I started fishing for the carp. And that day when I had that, I didn't realise what I'd caught. I think Bert come and witnessed it with us, and we sat there and we were just amazed on the condition of that fish. And I think I had it about 37.
Well, it's 20-pound heavier now.
Yeah, I think
ridiculous.
It was down. I think it spawned out or something like that. But it was an absolutely amazing. We were in awe just looking at the fish and that. And I really didn't know what it was, and now I know it's one of the sought after carp in the south of England, and I haven't really released that photo. I think that's the first time I've ever released it.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing it with us. So finally, Dave, what is it about Reading District that makes you renew your permit every year?
It's just got all those venues that, for me, you know, it's seasonal. There's loads of venues to fish in, the quality. And I'm a seasonal angler, and I can target different fish, different times of the year. And there's some absolute zoo monsters out there to catch. You never know what your next fish is going to be.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks
Really
very
appreciate
much.
it. Good luck.
Thanks for inviting me.
Fishing prospects for February, for a very wet February. What do you reckon?
Rain, go away. That would be nice. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of fish to be caught this month. Hopefully we're not going to get so much rain. These rivers are going to start to settle out, and hopefully we'll have a sort of last good solid month at the end of the season. But even if, look, the rivers don't sort of steady out, there is going to be a slack somewhere to be found with a big chub, a big barbel, or a pike sat in it. So the fish are going to be there to caught. You're just going to have to find them.
And the canal? And when we've got this extra water?
Oh yeah, the canal's certainly worth a go. Perch fishing, as have you yourself, you've been out recently over the last month, sort of having some good days out perch fishing, worm fishing on the canal. Look, the perch aren't going to be in every swim you find, but work yourself along these canal stretches. Look for the likely areas these perch are going to be sat in. That last sort of hour of darkness can be a great time to be there. So plenty of perch to be caught too.
Well, I know of 4 threes that myself and my mates have had in the last week or so.
Yep, that's it.
And they're all easily caught on a lobworm. Nothing particularly complicated.
Yeah, the nice thing about the perch fishing, I always say to a lot of people that ask about any sort of general fishing, is fish by the seasons, and now is the time to be going out and catching these perch. These perch are well up for it at the moment. You can put a worm out there and you've got a good chance of catching them. Or for the guys roving with sort of drop shot gear along the canals, you could probably cover 4 or 5 sections of one of our canals in a day. So get yourself out there and keep moving around, find these fish.
One tip I would say, Jim, is just remember with perch, for worm fishing for perch, they hate resistance.
Yes, yeah.
So make sure your float's shotted properly. Make sure if you've got a quiver tip and a bomb or a little feeder, that it's a very light quiver tip, that the fish can take that bait, because you've got to let the bite develop, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. A lot of the time you might get, if you're fishing sort of something really heavy, you might get tap tap, and then that's it. They might not come back. So they picked that worm, they felt the resistance, and they're off. Try and make it as minimal as resistance. Fish as light as you can for these perch, and you can have some great days.
Smashing. Well, good advice.
Yep, and also we've obviously got the Wilmots. We've just had the stock in there, so there's going to be plenty of extra fish to be caught in Wilmots. The guys on the Tuesday Club have been having some great bags of fish, even on the cold days where it's been sort of 5 degrees in the day. They're still up for a feed, so plenty to go out this month.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Okay, glasses time. We have our monthly birthday competition, courtesy of Fortis. These excellent fishing Polaroid glasses for grabs. I need my glasses for this, because this is all about the lucky number draw, isn't it?
Yep.
So I've got...
It's a big month of them this month.
It is, 190 Reading District members.
Yeah, 189 actually.
189, was it?
April was a good year.
It was, for them to be produced in January, yes, I know exactly what you're saying. Right, so do you want to...
I've got a random number accumulator on here, so I've got 1 to 189, and if we give it a spin, there we go.
How do we know when it stops spinning?
I'm trying to keep it up. There we go. 133.
Right. That's an easy one. Dermot Murphy, you are 133 on my list, and you're now the proud owner of a pair of Fortis sunglasses, courtesy of Fortis and Reading District. Get in touch and we will make arrangements for these to be delivered to you. So, another happy punter.
Yep, happy birthday.
Okay, so that's it for another month. Let's hope the rain stops and we can all get back out on the riverbanks and enjoy a spectacular back end of the fishing season. Tight lines, everyone.